Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're tackling a piece of financial advice that just won't die, the latte factor. You've heard it a million times, right? Skip your daily $5 coffee and poof, you'll magically become a millionaire. Well, I'm here to tell you, especially for us here in Canada, that idea is not just outdated, it's a harmful lie. And we're going to break down exactly why. The latte factor was popularized by author David Batch. The basic idea is simple. Small, daily expenses, like a latte, add up over time. If you invest that money instead, the power of compound interest will make you rich. On paper, it sounds logical. $5 a day is about $150 a month, or $1,800 a year. Invest that over 40 years with a 7% return, and you could have a few $100,000. See simple? But here's where the logic starts to fall apart in the real world, especially in Canada in 2024. This advice places the blame for financial struggles squarely on the individual's small indulgences. It completely ignores the massive economic elephants in the room. Like telling someone their ship is sinking because of a tiny leak, while a giant iceberg is tearing a hole in the hull. Let's talk about that iceberg. First up, housing. The Canadian housing market is, to put it mildly, insane. According to the Canadian Real Estate Association, the average home price in Canada is hovering around $700,000. In major cities like Toronto or Vancouver, you're looking at well over $1 million. Let's do some math. To afford a $700,000 home, you need a 20% down payment to avoid CMHC insurance, which is $140,000. How many lattes is that? It's $5 a pop. You would need to skip 28,000 lattes. It's one latte every single day for over 76 years. So, according to the latte factor, you can buy your first home when you're about 100 years old. Sounds reasonable, right? And that's just the down payment. We haven't even touched on the mortgage payments, property taxes, or the insane interest rates we've been seeing. Telling someone that their daily coffee is the barrier to home ownership in this climate isn't just unhelpful, it's insulting. It ignores the systemic issues that have made housing unaffordable for an entire generation. Next, let's talk about the cost of just existing. Groceries? Anyone? Statistics Canada reports that food prices have been climbing at a dizzying rate. Your weekly grocery bill has likely jumped by a significant amount over the last few years. It's not because you're suddenly buying fancier food. It's because the basics, bread, vegetables, cost more. Skipping a latte saves you $5. But that's easily wiped out by the increased cost of a single chicken breast. The entire premise of the latte factor crumbles when the fundamental cost of living is rising so dramatically. Your budget is being attacked by 1,000 different cuts, and your coffee is the least of your worries. And what about wages? Has your paycheck kept up with this runaway inflation? For many Canadians, the answer is a resounding no. While the cost of everything has gone up, wages have stagnated. So you're being squeezed from both ends. Your purchasing power is shrinking. The latte factor was conceived in a different economic era. It's a time when a single income could support a family and buy a house. We are not in that era anymore. The math just doesn't add up. But here's the most dangerous part of the latte factor lie. It promotes a mindset of deprivation and guilt. It makes you feel bad about spending money on small things that bring you joy. That daily coffee might be more than just caffeine. It might be a ritual, a moment of peace before a hectic workday, a chance to catch up with a friend. These small joys are crucial for our mental health and well-being. Sacrificing every single small pleasure in the vague hope of future wealth is a recipe for burnout and misery. A life devoid of any joy isn't a life worth living, no matter how much money you have in the bank. So what's the alternative? Should we just spend recklessly? Of course not. The core principle of being mindful of your spending is still valid. But instead of focusing on tiny, insignificant cuts, let's focus on the big wins. I call it the big rocks method. Instead of counting pennies on coffee, focus on the 3 biggest areas of your spending: housing, transportation, and food. Can you lower your housing costs? Maybe that means getting a roommate, moving to a more affordable city or neighborhood if possible, or negotiating your rent. Can you reduce transportation costs? Maybe you can switch to public transit, bike to work, or buy a more fuel-efficient car next time. For food, can you meal prep more, eat out less at expensive restaurants, and focus on cooking at home? Shaving even 5 to 10% off these huge categories will save you hundreds of dollars a month. That's the equivalent of skipping dozens of lattes, and it makes a real, tangible impact on your ability to save and invest. Let's create a hypothetical budget for a young Canadian professional. Let's say their after-tax income is $4,000 a month. A typical budget might have $2,000 for rent, $400 for a car payment and insurance, and $600 for groceries. That's $3,000 right there, 75% of their income, gone on just the big three. The remaining $1,000 has to cover utilities, phone, internet, student loan payments, and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of fun. Telling this person their problem is a $150 a month coffee habit is completely missing the point. The real problem is that 75% of their income is eaten up by necessities before they even buy a single coffee. Focusing on the big rocks is about making strategic choices that have a massive impact. Rather than nickel-and-diming yourself into misery, it's about negotiating your salary, building new skills to increase your earning potential, and automating your savings so you don't even have to think about it. Pay yourself first. Set up an automatic transfer to your TFSA or RRSP the day you get paid, even if it's just $50 or $100 to start. That's a proactive step that builds wealth without requiring you to track every single $5 purchase. The latte factor is a convenient narrative for financial gurus because it's simple and puts the responsibility entirely on you. It absolves the government, corporations, and the economic system from any responsibility for the financial pressures people are facing. It's a distraction. Don't fall for it. Instead of feeling guilty about your coffee, enjoy it. Use that moment to think about your big picture financial goals. Think about how you can increase your income, how you can optimize your major expenses, and how you can build a life that is both financially secure and joyful. True financial freedom isn't about deprivation. It's about making conscious, high-impact choices that align with your values. And for most of us, that has very little to do with the coffee we drink. Your financial success will be determined by your housing choices, your career progression, and your investment strategy, not by whether you choose to brew at home or visit your local barista. So, let's officially retire the latte factor. It's a relic of a bygone era that has no place in the economic reality of Canada today. Focus on the big wins. Automate your savings, and please, for your own sanity, enjoy your damn coffee. Thanks so much for watching. If this video resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content that tackles real-world finance. Let me know in the comments what you think about the latte factor. I'd love to hear your thoughts. See you in the next one.